Hey guys, and welcome back to Music 61 and 61A. This week's topic is skips in the dominant triad. So we've already covered the tonic triad, which is the three-note chord built on the first degree, or do, of the major scale. This is usually thought of as the most important chord in the key because it's the key to which all the other chords refer. One of those other chords, and the first one we're going to cover, is the dominant triad. This is the three-note chord built on the fifth degree, or sol, of the major scale. And it's important because it's the first chord that we use after the tonic triad to move away from it and then to resolve back to it. So just as we built the tonic triad using skips from the major scale, we're going to do the same thing with the dominant triad, only this time we're going to start on the fifth degree, or sol. So if you look at the major scale on the first line of music and you go to sol, skip over la, and then you land on ti. That's the second voice of the dominant triad. Then you skip over do, and you see there's nothing after do, so we just start the scale over again. So we start from re. So it's sol, ti, re. And if you look on the second line of music, I've got those three notes of the triad written out. And again, as in the tonic triad, when we deal with harmony, we're always dealing with four fundamental voices. So those voices correspond to bass, tenor, alto, and soprano, and they're the sort of theoretical default for Western music when we're talking about harmonies. So we always have to choose, when we're dealing with triads, because those are three-note chords, we have to double one of them. And so normally we double what we call the root, or in this case, sol. So we're going to go sol, ti, re, and then we're going to do sol again. And that's what I've done there on the second measure of that line. I stacked them all up as a four-voice triad, doubling the G, which is sol. The same process is true in minor mode. Now, when we're looking at the minor mode, the solfege changes a little bit in the scale. So we have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do. Again, if we were singing this, we would most likely use the melodic minor mode. But for theoretical purposes, the natural minor is going to work for us. You can see that if I start on sol and I skip le, I land on te, which is a B flat in the key of C minor. And then skipping over do, I would land on re again. So this sol, te, re would be G minor. However, because in the minor mode we always raise the leading tone, I'm going to make it a B natural. So if you look at the fourth line of music on the slide, I've still got sol, ti, re, sol. It's the same chord as in the major mode. The only difference being that in this case I have to use the B natural because I have to use an accidental to indicate that it's the raised leading tone. In either case, it sounds like this. Sol, sol, ti, re, sol. Now that we see how the dominant triad works, we're going to start to incorporate it into our pre-melody warm-up exercises. To begin with, let's take a look at some examples in the major mode. Alright, so for melody A of lecture 15, we're going to do B flat major, two flats in the key signature. I've got common time, which means 4/4, and I've got a pickup quarter note. So in our melodies now, we're going to have obviously stepwise motion, which is what we focused on a lot at the beginning of the semester. We're going to have the tonic triad skips still in play, and we're also going to have now dominant triad skips. So as we go through this, we're going to analyze it. We're going to identify the solfege for all of the notes, and then I'm going to try and see if we can spot if there are any dominant triad skips in this example, which there will be. All right, so the first note is going to be sol. That's our pickup quarter note. Now we go to the first measure, do, mi, re, do. So we've got to skip from do to mi. Next measure, ti, la, sol. And then the next measure, la, sol, la, ti, do. So in this first part, before the repeat sign, we've got mostly stepwise motion with a couple of skips in the tonic triad. One from sol to do, and then from do to mi at the very beginning. The rest is all stepwise. We're going to repeat that part, and then we're going to push through to the second half of the melody. And let's do the solfege for that now. Do, re, 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 mi, fa, mi, re, all stepwise. Next part. Mi, do, do, ti, do, re, ti, sol. Okay, so there we've got mi, do, that's a tonic skip. Do, ti, do, little stepwise motion, and then re, ti, sol right there. That's your dominant triad, and it's perfectly down the members of the triad from re to down to ti, down to sol. And then the end of the melody is la, sol, la, ti, do, just like before. Before we sing the melodies, I'd like to sing scales and do some of the triad work that we're doing as arpeggios. So let's sing a B flat major scale. That's going to get us into the key. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. And now let's sing the arpeggios, the triads. Do, mi, sol, mi, do, sol, ti, re, ti, sol, do. Notice that I sang mine 2 octaves lower than is written on the page. You can also do the same thing. This is obviously a very high register that I've written down. You don't have to follow that literally, but you guys know that by now. All right, let's sing the melody. Sol, do, mi, re, do, ti, la, sol, la, ti, do. Sol, do, mi, re, do, ti, la, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, 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 mi, fa, mi, re, mi, do, do, ti, do, re, ti, sol, la, ti, do. Here we go, lecture 15, melody B. We're in the bass clef now. We got 2 sharps, and that's going to be D major because we're dealing with major mode melodies. 2 4 meter, and we got a pickup of an 8th note on the note sol. All right, so let's go through the solfege of this. Sol, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, ti, do. So there's our first dominant triad skip, re to ti. Otherwise, at the beginning, we've had to jump from sol to do, and that's the only jump that we've had. Everything else has been stepwise. All right, let's take a look now at the next phrase. It's do, ti, re, ti, do, mi, and then again, do, ti, re, ti, do, mi. So that's a repetition of the same idea. First time is the regular dynamic mezzo forte, and the second time you do a piano. We've got here re and ti again, skips in the dominant triad. All right, now the end of the melody starts on sol, goes to do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, ti, do. And there's our dominant skip again. Okay, so we're skipping in this one between re and ti, and then all the other stuff is stuff we've already covered. Tonic triad skips and stepwise motion. Good, we've analyzed it. Now let's get into the key by singing a scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Do, mi, sol, do, sol, mi, do, sol, ti, re, ti, sol, do. Sol, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, ti, re, ti, do, mi. Do, ti, re, ti, do, mi. Sol, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now let's see how it works in the minor mode. Melody C. Here we have 4 flats, bass clef. 4 flats is the key of F minor, and we're in 3/4. All right, so we've got do, ti, do, re. Again, ti has to be used accidental. In this case, is a natural, E natural. Then we go to me, re, ti, sol. So here we have skips in the dominant triad right there, straight down the triad, re, ti, sol. Next part, do, ti, do, re, me, do, ti, do. Now we're going to jump up to sol and we're going to sing forte. So sol, fa, me, re, re, ti, sol. There's your dominant skips again. And then the ending, back to mezzo piano. Do, ti, do, re, me, do, ti, do. When we get into the key for the minor mode examples, we're going to sing the melodic minor. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, te, le, sol, fa, mi, re, do. I realize I should have put E flat and D flat above te and le. That's a little typo there. Okay, let's do the triads. Do, me, sol, do, sol, me, do, sol, ti, re, ti, sol, do. Okay, let's sing the exercise. Do, ti, do, re, me, re, ti, sol. Do, ti, do, re, me, do, ti, do. Sol, fa, me, re, re, ti, sol. Do, ti, do, re, me, do, ti, do. All right, melody D is our final melody. We've got 2 flats in the treble clef. 2 flats is in the minor mode, G minor. So we're going to start off the piece. Let's do some solfege ID analysis. Sol, do, ti, sol. Do, re, me, fa, me, re, do, re, ti, sol. So the first phrase I've got ti down to sol. That's a skip in the dominant triad. And then the very end also has re, ti, sol. That's another set of skips down the dominant triad. Next phrase, sol, do, ti, sol. There's your dominant. Do, re, me, fa, me, re, do, re, ti, do. I should have another little box on the re, ti because that's a dominant triad skip. Now here we go into the scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, te, le, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Again, I have the same typo on te and le. Te should have a natural sign before the F, and le should have a flat sign. Do, me, sol, do, sol, me, do, sol, ti, re, ti, sol, do. I had to play with the registers a little bit to fit my vocal range. All right, let's sing the example. Sol, do, ti, sol, do, re, fa, me, re, do, ti, sol. Sol, do, ti, sol, do, me, fa, me, re, do, ti, do. All right, that's it for this week's lesson. I want to focus only on the melodies. I figure we've done enough rhythms and we're kind of in 16th notes for a while, so let's just take a break from the rhythms and do 4 melodies, 2 in major, 2 in minor. All right, I'll see you next week.